Rama Hare Hare. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Bhagavad Gita as it is, chapter 13, texts 6 and 7. महाभूतानि अहंकारो बुद्धिर अव्यक्तमेव च इंद्रियाणि दशैकं च पंचचेन्द्रिय गोचराः इच्छाद्वेष सुखं दुःखं संघातश्चेतना धृतिः एतत् क्षेत्रं समासेन सविकारम् उदाहृतम्. Now Krishna talks more about this field. In the previous verses he said, I'm going to explain tat samashena tashrunu. I'm going to explain in detail about this field or the body, kshetram. Yat kshetram yatcha yadrikcha yad vikari yatascha yat. What are its components, how it is produced, what are its transformations. So now Krishna starts to detail all these things. So this field or the body is composed of Mahabhutani. Mahabhutani means Pancha Mahabhuta. What are the Pancha Mahabhuta? Earth, water, air, fire, and ether. Bhumi, Rapo, Analo, Vayu, Kham. These are the Pancha Mahabhuta of which this gross material world is made of. You see any object in this world, it consists of these five. These are all called Pancha Mahabhuta. So Mahabhutani, Ahankaraha. Ahankara means false ego. False ego is also a subtle material element. It is still material. We all have ego, isn't it? My ego got hurt. And as a result, we commit so many activities. We live for egoistic positions, happiness, some fame. These are all, inflating the ego. Ahankara means my identification. Oh, he's identified as as a leader of a particular party, or I'm identifying myself as a great bodybuilder or a great sports star or such and such son of such and such. This is called ahamkara, the identification, what I'm identifying with. We should be identifying ourselves with as a spirit soul, part and parcel of Krishna. Any other identification is temporary identification. So that is ahankara. Buddhihi avyaktam evacha. Buddhi means intelligence. Intelligence is also one of the subtle elements. Everybody has intelligence, but I cannot touch it. Just like I can perceive, I can touch these material Panchamahabhuta, but I cannot touch. I can only understand that there is intelligence. I cannot point out where it is. And then avyaktam. Avyaktam means unmanifested. Like for example, there is you are making a puri, for example, or a chapati. So the puri became manifested. From what? From this dough, isn't it? The dough is in unmanifested stage. And from that you make a ball and then you fry it. You make a round shaped, flat shaped object, circular object, and then you fry it and it becomes a puri. That became manifested. The same dough, when it became manifested with the combination of oil and heat and time, it becomes puri. So this material world is vyakta. Vyakta means manifested. But it is manifested by interaction of this false ego and time and these material modes. So avyakta becomes vyakta, just like the dove when it's interacted with the hands and the intent of the person and the oil and the time became manifested. But originally it is unmanifested. Similarly, all these material elements originally are unmanifested, which is called Mahat Tattva. So that is avyaktam. A portion of that Mahat Tattva is also placed in our existence, our body. So that is called avyaktam. It's like the chip that is connecting us to the overall universe. And indriyani means the senses. Our eyes, there is Gnanendriya and Karmendriya. Gnanendriya means knowledge acquiring senses. The eyes, ears, nose, tongue, skin. And Karmendriya is our hands, legs, the reproductive organs, and our voice. These are the working senses. Gnanendriya and Karmendriya. There are 10 of them. So Indriyani Dashaikam cha and Pancha cha Indriya Gocharaha. Indriya Gochara means the sense objects. Our eyes are interacting with a form. Our nose are interacting with the smell. The skin is interacting with the touch. The ears are interacting with the sound. Like that, the tongue is interacting with the taste. So these are the taste, form, all these things are Indriya Gochara. There are 5 of them. So how many totally? The 5 Indriya Gocharas, sense objects, the 10 senses, the working and knowledge acquiring, which is 15. And then there is Panchamaha Bhuta, 20. And then Buddhihi, Ahankara, Manaha, mind, intelligence, and false ego, 23. And then Avyaktam, the unmanifested. So totally there are 24 elements this material world is made of. That's all. Bhagavad Gita categorizes everything in one sloka. This material world, the field of activity. Our body is also composing these things. And then from these come, the next verse Krishna says, Ichhadvesha sukham dukkham sanghataha chetana dhritihi. Our desire and hatredness, where is it coming from? It's because of this combination of material elements. Somebody's ichha and dvesha may be completely opposite of somebody else's ichha and dvesha. Because the combination of these material elements, the combination of the modes, one man's food is another man's poison, they say. You'll be surprised and shocked to know that in Burma, there is there is a delicacy, kafir, coffee or something like that. They not the coffee that we drink. I'm forgetting the name. Maybe something like that. So there is a delicacy like that, which for us is very very obnoxious. You know, they put a dead rat, a dead animal, in a enclosed container, and it starts to decompose and starts to produce some liquid, obnoxious liquid, and they preserve it. And during a festival, in these special delicacies, they put some drops of it and they eat it, taste it with great relish. So that is their standard of happiness. That is what they like. But during Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur's days, the devotees went to open a temple in Burma. And after a few days, they started to get complaints. They cannot bear the smell. What smell? The devotees are cooking this feast with ghee, and they cannot bear that smell of the ghee. Such a pleasant, smell, Ayurvedic, Vedic, and most healthy, but they cannot bear. See, based on the combination, our tastes are different. How you are cultivated, how you grow up. Therefore, the more you cultivate the mode of goodness, because everything that we are seeing, interacting, hearing, we are injecting the gunas. Every single thing, every minute, every second, every moment, we are injecting ourselves with gunas in this material world. And these gunas go and form our conceptions, our tastes. And based on the taste, we tend to like certain things, we tend to dislike certain things. The why people are committed, why people are addicted to sinful habits, because of the taste they cultivated, because of the association. Why a person becomes an addictive drunkard? Because he associated with drunkards. He cultivated the taste for that drink. So everything can be cultivated. That is the beauty of it. Everyone can be trained to do anything, isn't it? It is about cultivating the right taste. The formula Krishna gives in Bhagavad Gita. Dhyayato vishayan pumsa sangasteshu pajayate sangat sanjayate kama kamat krodho bhijayate. So this is the formula. How to cultivate taste for anything. Dhyayato vishayan. By contemplating the objects of the senses, one develops taste for them, isn't it? The more you see, the more you want to possess it, to taste it, to see it, to experience it. This is a major science that the big corporates they study, they hire people. Why they spend millions of dollars in advertising? Huge billboards, innovative ways of advertising, TVs, ads in the TVs. They hire big people. That is also another formula. We'll come to that. Why? Because the more you see, the more you contemplate on it, the more you desire to possess it, desire to enjoy it. Dhyayato vishayan pumsaha. Oh, seen this ad. This must be legitimate company, the legitimate product, good product. Or they create the desire for you. It's like creating the market. It is said that Ford company, they created the market of automobiles in America when that market did not exist. You bring out a product, you get people used to it, like you go to Costco or something. They'll give free sample, isn't it? And you like it. You like it only because it is new and it's a sample. And you regularly have it, you start to dislike it. But they're creating a product, they're taking a mind share of yours. So they created share, they created the market for it. And then it becomes a necessity. It no longer is an additional thing. Now you cannot live without it. The iPhone created a new market for smartphones. People were happy with a small device, you press the digits, and the iPhone was 10 times more expensive than that. But now, nobody can live without an iPhone, without a smartphone. So he created the market. And they hire big people, influential celebrities for advertisements because yad yad acharati sreshtaha tat tat evetaro janaha. Whatever a great man says and follows, the common man follow. Why the politicians, they first influence, why they hire the movie stars for their campaign or even give a ticket? Because masses follow an influential person. They don't understand what is reality, what is objectivity. They just like the person, okay, he must be good. He must be doing something good. Whatever he says, I'll follow. So, all of these things, Krishna is saying, it's a combination of these elements ichha, dvesha, sukham, dukkham. The sukha, dukkha we experience is within this domain. Prabhupada said one time he went to call his servant because the servant did not come. So, for a couple of days, he did not come. And so Prabhupada went to call his servant, hey, why you didn't come? What is happening? So he was a little sick. He said, sir, I'm a little sick. I'll come tomorrow. And but this house is in a very dilapidated condition. It's leaking and all that. So this family is just living like that, somehow adjusting. And why don't you come? I'll provide you another accommodation. Prabhupada said, no, 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 sir, we are happy here. That means we tend to find or we tend to be satisfied, become complacent with whatever situation we are in. Like when we go out to distribute books, hey, this book will open your consciousness, it will expand your happiness. No, 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 I'm already happy, I'm already peaceful, I'm already settled. So people always like to stick to their comfort zone, the comfort of going back home, relaxing, having a chai, having a nice time with a dinner with family, settled in the job. They don't want to take anything. Oh, this is why I have to do this. Why I have to go out. It's like a person, let's say a person in the jail. I recently heard somebody in either China or Japan, one of these countries. This lady, she committed a crime and went to jail. And they were surprised. She was in jail last few years and was just released. And she committed crime again and went back. And they asked why you did that. Oh, I did that intentionally because I like jail. Everything is taken care. I don't have to worry about anything. That means in that country, jail is also, so it's binding, it's so conditioning that one becomes conditioned to that jail happiness. See, one friend went to visit a friend's house, and so this friend, the host, he had a parrot, and this parrot was bound in a cage, and it would repeat whatever you say because it's trained to repeat. And so this friend is saying in his own language and it is repeating, and it's very amusing. But this guest became very concerned. Hey, you're binding this free bird and you're enjoying for your sense gratification, so you should release it. And the host also thought for a while and said, okay, fine, what can be done? You release it. So he took that cage outside, kept in the veranda, and opened that cage. And the bird went out, looked at it, outside surroundings, open free world where other birds are flying and enjoying their freedom, company with the other companions. And to his shock, this bird came back and walked right into the cage and closed that cage with its beak. And this man was shocked. Why? It chose to be in bondage than in freedom. And then he saw this the parrot is eating some things. And then the guest asked, "What is this?" "Oh, these are sugar coated, the grains. It's almost intoxicating. The parrot likes it." So, for that paltry happiness of sugar coated intoxicant, the parrot chose to leave the freedom, the unlimited freedom of the outside world, and come back and chose its bondage, chose to find that happiness of that paltry happiness of those small grains that it can find anywhere. Of course, it won't find the sugar coated ones, but the happiness, just imagine the unlimited freedom. And the parrot is not meant to eat that sugar. The parrot is meant to taste natural fruits that God provided. But still, it became addicted to it. See the sukham, dukkham, how our surroundings can impact, how we tend to stay in the comfort zone, which is nothing but an addiction, a bondage. We are not thinking out, we are not opening our consciousness, we are not thinking what will happen at the time of death, where I'll go. The so called comfort will be gone after a few days, few months, few years. When we become old, the same senses which gave us pleasure will turn out to be a source of distress. यही संस्पर्शजा भोगा दुःख योनय एवते आदि अंतवंतः कौन्तेय न तेषु रमते बुधः. The senses that gave us happiness today will lead to distress tomorrow, particularly if you abuse, overuse misuse your senses. Whether you misuse or not, eventually the senses are going to decay and give you a lot of pain in your old age. So therefore, Bhagavatam says, Turnam yate tanapatet anumrutyu yavat. Turnam, very soon you should start to endeavor. Labdhva sudurlabham iha idam bahu sambhavante manushya ardhatam anityam apiha dhira. This manushya janma, this body of a human, is obtained after labdhva sudurlabham, many, many births. And only in that birth we can make our life meaningful. Ardhadam. So Turnam, very soon, Yateta, you should endeavor to understand the purpose of life and start to work towards it. And not remain conditioned by this, the material elements, material situation. So Sukham Dukkham Sanghataha. Sanghata means the aggregate living symptoms. Sanghatas Chetana Dhritihi. Dhritihi means our convictions. The convictions that we have is also a result of these material elements. Etat kshetram samasena savikaram udahritam. This is the field of activities and savikaram. Vikara means these transformations. Our body undergoes 6 kinds of transformations. The body is born, it grows, it produces byproducts, it stays for some time, it gradually dwindles, and then it gets vanquished. These are the 6 changes. Any body you see, any living entity you see, these are the 6 vikaras they undergo from birth to death. Everything has to finish. So we can see for ourselves in which stage we are in. People who are young should not think, oh, I have a lot of time left. No. Kali Yuga is so unforgiving that death can come at any time. In one place, Prabhupada was going and giving a lecture. And So there was one gentleman who came who said, "Hey, why are you teaching this knowledge to young people? Why don't you teach to old people? Because old people, they have done everything in life and they have nothing to do. Maybe this is useful for them." And Prabhupada said, "Can you define who is an old person?" And that man said, "Old person is somebody who is close to death." And then Prabhupada said, "Can you say here, anybody, can you say for sure that no one is closer to death? Can you confirm? Because death can come at any time. So, in that sense, we are in old age because death can strike at any time. So, one should become serious in Krishna consciousness and come out of that bondage, the body that we are in, the situations that we are put in because of our own karma. The situation may be result of karma, but what we do with it need not be result of karma. There is a free will. Just like Krishna told Arjuna, Yadhechasi tadha kuru. You have an ichcha, free will. According to that, you can do how you want. You can follow my order, or you can follow the modes of nature's directions. If you don't follow Krishna, the nature will force you to act in a way. So we have a choice. So we need not be succumbed to our material situation. We can transcend it. Mam chayo avyabhicharena bhakti yogena sevate sa gunan samatityaitan brahma bhuyaya kalpate. If you engage in serving Krishna, following the order of Krishna, then you are set to transcend these modes of material nature, which is very difficult otherwise to transcend. And one can start doing that simply by cultivating this habit of always chanting the holy names. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And start to hear about Krishna from Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam. And as I said, the more you do a certain thing, the more you cultivate the taste for it. So why not cultivate the taste for good things? Yes, of course, there will be resistance in the beginning. Just like the momentum, you have to take a U turn. There is a momentum shift that has to be done. That's why there are goals. There are vows. Take vows and keep up, then you become strong. Then it becomes easier. We'll stop here. Anyone has any questions or comments? Hare Krishna. Yes, please.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Sadar Pranam. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for today's lecture. I had a question when you mentioned that we had this choice. How will we draw a line, not knowing whether it's still the karma that is actually kicking in, which is making us to decide the even our choice. So how do we know
No,
even
if
our
it is,
choice is
no, you should, if it is serving Krishna, if you're, by your exercising that choice, it is resulting in service of Krishna, it is resulting in devotional service, it is resulting in your increase of Krishna consciousness, then you should understand that it is not a choice which is bound or which is influenced by modes of nature. It is a transcendental influence by Krishna consciousness.
okay. Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Bhagavad Gita as it is ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Nitai Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari
Hare
Bol.
Bol.